Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today about the Data Champion programme at the University of Cambridge. So my name is Sacha Jones and I work as Research Data Coordinator in the Office of Scholarly Communication at Cambridge University Libraries, and I also manage the Data Champion programme. So I'm going to use this opportunity to update you on certain aspects of the programme and to reflect on its future direction. So for those of you who are unaware, I first want to explain briefly who the Data Champions are by way of context. In a nutshell, the Data Champions are volunteers who are passionate about good research data management and making data deriving from research open for reuse. So they promote these good data practices in their own departments and sometimes beyond Cambridge. I would say a shared goal unites all Data Champions, and this is to streamline data management in research and to improve the quality and dissemination of research data outputs. The Data Champion network has grown steadily since the beginning of the programme in autumn 2016, with quite a large expansion this year. We have a new call for Data Champions at the start of each year, with the exception of 2017, and we currently have 127 Data Champions who are distributed across all 6 of the schools at the University of Cambridge and into some of the non-school institutions as well. This year has been particularly exciting because we've seen an increase in the number of Data Champions in some of the social science subjects and humanities, and for the first time we've really seen a large increase in the number of Data Champions in the arts and humanities. While all Data Champions contribute towards this common goal of advocating for good research data practices, the community is very diverse. It's comprised of volunteers that come from wide-ranging roles. The vast majority are PhD students and postdoctoral researchers, but there are also a number of Data Champions who are librarians, research support staff, data professionals, or established academics. So how does the Data Champion network work together, and what kind of activities do they do in their departments? So I'm going to start with the former question. So we hold forums every couple of months, and these involve talks by Data Champions or external speakers, and also interactive workshops where we focus on particular themes, such as trying to address certain RDM-related problems together. We're also in the second year of a mentoring scheme where new Data Champions entering the programme have the chance to be mentored or supported by a more established champion. And we also have departmental hubs of Data Champions. So there is a hub in the Department of Chemistry that's been running since 2016, and one in engineering that's been running since 2019. And also we have a new large group of Data Champions in theoretical and applied linguistics, and it's possible that this could be the next hub to emerge. So although we have these hubs, which are a great way for Data Champions to share the workload and build on ideas together, a core element of the programme is to foster cross-disciplinary connections and support. So this happens in the forums that we hold. The Data Champions use a shared Google Drive where they can share resources, and also we have a Data Champions website as well where individual Data Champions can have web pages and making themselves available to be found and contacted by researchers who are seeking advice. And also Data Champions have previously worked on collaborative projects. So for an example this year is this preprint I've shown you here, which is a project of work that was carried out by Data Champions in 3 different departments in conjunction with researchers within and outside Cambridge. So what are some of the activities that Data Champions have done this year for the benefit of researchers? Well, in addition to the usual training sessions or workshops conducted in Cambridge and also external to Cambridge, there are examples such as short videos that have been produced on research data management. And another example is a creative image competition recently run by Data Champions in Engineering using a grant provided by Cambridge University Press. And this was a competition aimed at researchers in particular who were asked to depict their experience with managing research data to produce a creative output. And as another example, there are guest blog posts by Data Champions in Unlocking Research, the Office of Scholarly Communications blog, such as this recent one by a PhD student in theoretical and applied linguistics who wrote a blog post on the role of open data in science communication. And then lastly, at the end of this month, we've got Cambridge Data Week coming up, which is a series of 5 webinars on various topics around research data management, and it's open to all. So there's the link here to sign up. And a few of the speakers and panellists on these days are either current or former data champions, participating alongside a number of experts from outside Cambridge. So having updated you on the programme, I'd like to spend a bit of time reflecting on the challenges that were documented in the cookbook for engaging researchers with data management. So there are 4 of these that were listed in the cookbook, and so taking each of these in turn, I think that at the moment we can safely say that for the time being, at least the programme is well supported centrally, and this is likely to remain the case, especially given the increasing emphasis on good data practices on the part of funders and an increasing drive towards supporting open research practices more broadly. I can also confirm that this year in particular we have attracted new volunteers from the arts, humanities and social sciences. In 2019 we had no data champions in the arts and humanities, and now this year we have 8 from 3 different departments. The last 2 challenges, which are sustaining motivation and providing incentives, are partly related to one another. And of course we must remember that data champions are volunteers who are volunteering their time in addition to their normal roles to devote to the programme. And so for this reason our expectations are kept minimal, and we endeavour to support as best as we can. But now I'm going to move on to future directions of the programme, as I believe these will address some of these issues. So what does the future hold for the Data Champion programme, and how can we sustain and improve it? I think one of the key aims is to grow the pool of data champions, so to grow in number, but also to expand into departments where there are no data champions. This was one of the original goals of the programme, and it continues to be so now. We would like to improve systems of retention of information for the benefit of successive data champions in the same or similar departments, and also to enhance communication. And one of the potential ways of doing this is to work on small projects. I think it would be interesting to trial collaborative small project work between data champions for the benefit of data champions themselves, Cambridge researchers and those beyond. I think this would be an interesting direction to take the programme in. So I'd like to finish by saying that one of the original purposes of the programme was to create a network that is in place to provide discipline-specific advice to researchers. So as the community continues to grow in number and diversity of subjects represented, it also grows in the amount of expertise and skills. And this makes the Data Champion Network invaluable for us in the Research Data Service at Cambridge in our role supporting researchers. And it's of course the Data Champions who are invaluable to the 50 University of Cambridge departments, faculties and institutes who currently have local Data Champions. So because of this, my last words will be to say thank you to the Data Champions who volunteered to become Data Champions in the first place and for enriching the community.